so she'll get to go first. And then we have a whole list of people.
All right.
And I see after that we have Stephen, Adrian, and Kimberly.
So hello everybody and welcome in YouTube land. It just takes a couple of seconds for it to go live there. So we see there's a bunch of people waiting, so welcome. Lisa is now playing catch up and writing down all of the questions.
And I'm going to try to post the
link
in
the tube of you
for the people on Facebook.
Marvelous.
Because they need to go here,
please,
for your reading.
So while Lisa's doing that, let me explain very quickly how it goes while she's making a note of everybody. We're going to be doing live tarot readings tonight for you. Lisa and I will take it in turns. We see that there's quite a few people that's already posted their questions in the list, which is fantastic. We'll go through them as quickly as we can. We'll pull one card each for you, and backwards and forwards.
If you super chat, you get 3 cards.
Yes, if you do a super chat, you get a reading from both Lisa and I. We'll do you a more detailed reading. The super chat doesn't matter how much; it's whatever you feel like throwing us. We appreciate it, and you also get to jump the queue. So we have one super chat, which is Anna Marie. I believe she even super chatted before we even went live. So didn't know you could do that. So she gets to go first.
All right.
So yeah, oh gosh, welcome. Thank you everybody to joining us.
We're going to get off to the races here.
We better get going because time will be behind us before you know it.
So that's number 1.
And I suppose this is going to be 2.
And that's 3.
All right, you have at it first.
All right,
Do we know what Anna Marie needs? General. Okay, got it.
General reading. All right. The first thing I can say is I think you're starting to feel like you're more in control of things. Like you kind of have the ability to call the shots a little bit and to be more comfortable with things that are happening around you, like maybe travel in particular. I think you've been a little bit tired of being shut in, and now maybe you got out of the house and you got some things moving and you're starting to see that you can make things happen again. And look, your outcome card is the wish card. So things that you are focused on and trying to manifest are really starting to come into being. All right.
Alrighty. So which was the first one, sweetie?
That's 1.
Okay, this is 1, and this would be 3. Then I get that.
So I've got the super chats. You just read.
All right, Anna. It's important that you wrest back the sword of control. Please understand, you're not a passenger in your life. Okay. This is sometimes swords divide, and there's such a giveaway with this, the way that the 2 colours, you see the blue and the white on there. So I think sometimes you may need to pair things away, quite literally, or make some decisions, on what to keep and what to part company with. I feel that's really, because there's some things I think you've been hanging on to that have been more of a lodestone around your neck than you need to be. I could swear this card has come up for you before when we've done previous readings, but the 2 of Wands here. But this again, I feel that there's definitely, as Lisa says, that the world is sort of now getting back into your hands, and that you do have this. I really feel that you're going to be traveling on, and this is also very much a very strong mercantile card. There's like a lot of commerce and trade and stuff, and I think there's some ideas are coming into fruition. Not quite there yet, but a lot of potential here. But it's good to have wishes. I know we all go, oh, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. But if you don't have a wish cannot come true. So really think about, as we move now from where we've been in this forced confinement, and especially as we're coming now into, the spring, and you can tell the bleeding pollen's all over the place for me. It's got me. But really just try to focus on the good, and I think a lot of good stuff you'll start to attract to you, start to bring some really great stuff into your life. Are you managing to catch up here? Because people are bombarding us with super chats. Thank you for that.
Next up is Stephanie, who is Essex Girl. She said she wanted to have like a general understanding And then she also had earlier asked about when she was going to get pregnant. So
Oh.
we'll do a general reading with the idea of answering a pregnancy
with
question.
the fertility,
Yep.
the side of fertility. Okay,
And
your second
Amber, I
card.
have your question. Lori, I see that you super chatted, but we don't have a question for you. And Kay says, I got the text alert. Yay! Okay.
Awesome. Well, there you go.
All right,
We're
so
trying.
this is, you pick first.
I did, yep.
I pick second.
And I'll go third.
So this is
And-
SX Girl or Stephanie.
Okay, perfect. Well, lots of people replying to us as well by text. So first card we've got for you. So these are actually really nice cards here. We've got the High Priestess, we've got the Eight of Cups, and we've got the King of Wands. For me, this is a really interesting. So you're saying general, and you're looking to say, well, when am I going to be, getting pregnant and all that fun stuff. It's interesting. The High Priestess card is this. It's a question of asking the right questions and phrasing them in the right way. I feel somehow that you're going through a profound period of personal spiritual development right now, and there are some things that I don't know. Maybe they're
Samantha,
not.
if you have a question, type it in.
Yeah, maybe they're not feeling so comfortable because sometimes fundamental change can be unsettling, for want of a better word, but it doesn't mean it has to be bad. There's so much you can move forwards with, and I think this really is like broadening your understanding and sort of also taking a position between opposing forces here. Learning how to harmonize those opposing forces is really good. Something that I think you've gotten too close to, you've gotten too embroiled with it. And I think sometimes we just need to step away, from what it is that we're dealing with and just put your mind somewhere else. It's important to put your mind somewhere else. Because I think sometimes we can obsess about something and really, it's almost like the harder we squeeze the soap in the bath, the faster it shoots out of our hands. So I think for you to actually maybe just take a sabbatical and move aside from that for a little while and just, we're not trashing it. We're not throwing it to the floor. We're not kicking all these cups all over the place, but we are just distancing ourselves from it for a little while to get our head in a better headspace. But this is such a great card. This is for me, this is my King of Wishful Thinking card. But again, similar to the last reading we just said, if you don't have a wish cannot come true. So yeah, it's the very first thing that happens before anything else can happen is a thought. So really you've got to work on your thoughts, and I think lower your stress level a little bit. And I think if you're really trying to get pregnant, I really feel it's the stress side of things at the moment that is doing you in a bit. You know what I mean?
All right.
For you. And you're catching up here. God, we're getting bombarded with people. Lots of people watching us. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
All right. So, so this is for SX Gal. I think some really interesting intuition is going to come in, possibly in dream time, or from some sort of really cool synchronicity. When you're putting something out there and you want to meet someone and you want to find out new information, sometimes a real interesting synchronicity will happen where information will come in that I think is going to guide you to a new way of doing things, to a new way of kind of understanding and maybe letting go of something you've been doing in the past towards your goals. And I feel like it's the Libra time of year when you're going to figure it out, and the Libra time of year I think is when you're going to find out that you're in a really good space for pregnancy. So the Libra time of year is about 6 months away.
Yeah, well, it's not that long.
All right.
Gosh, who we got now?
Now you have Stephen, who wants to know if he should relocate and to where. And then I will get on with
and
these.
you get on with catching up because, oh my gosh.
Linda B, if you have a question, ask it. Conchetta just said what, so if you have a question, ask it.
You know what? You're first here.
Okay.
I'm sorry for Stephen B because I went first last time. Unless you want me to go first, I will. It doesn't really make any odds. Whatever you want to do.
I just...
Playing catch up, I know. thank you
All
so
right.
much for the
Here,
super chat.
because you
I'll
need to
start and you
play as
catch
a
up.
team here, okay?
We got it. All right, so this is for Stephen. He wants to relocate, not so sure where. Do you want to relocate? This card to me, this is my King of Solomon card, and I really love this guy. You understand good judgment comes from bad experiences, but bad experiences, if you learn from them, can really give you good judgment. So learning to assess all of the information, and don't be hasty. Don't be hasty. I think sometimes people can get way too hasty and throw, stuff. Rash decisions, and I would urge you not to make a rash decision. I would be very I would be tempered here. I think there's a sense of, I don't know, frustration with you, Stephen. I think it's like it's the right detail, and yet Wusar, mate, you've just got to chill out a little bit here, because I actually think the stress that you're giving yourself is throwing you for a loop, to be honest. Is it for love? Are we talking about relocating for love? That's not a rush, is there? It's not a rush. And you know what? It's not the only time that you can move. If you really aren't totally happy with where you find yourself out, continue until you are. It's all right. Life is test and adjust. So I really think that you're don't be rash. Don't jump at this. Woosah a little bit. Chill. Allow things to just flow. And if you go with the flow, I think things will work really well for you. All right. Okay, I'm going to throw this at you.
All right,
now.
Stephen. I get the feeling that you've been thinking about moving to Colorado, and you're not quite sure if you want to do that or not. I think that you might have a difficulty here with some sort of lease or legal obligation that's holding you back. But I see this month coming up, May, I think you're really going to work hard at trying to get things in order and maybe get out of a lease or go and seriously shop, for a place. But I get the feeling that it's kind of out west, and I kind of felt like it was Colorado. And I think that if you really focus on that, where you want to go and how you can legally make it happen and not be worried, I think you could move fairly quickly.
Alrighty.
All right.
Who we got next? Who we got next?
So next, the next super chat is Sparky.
Oh, hi, Sparky.
Guidance for the Libra.
Guidance for the Libra.
Guidance for the Libra.
Oh, gosh, girl.
Adrian, I do have you on the list, but people who have super chatted are ahead of you. Sorry about that.
I'm just going to move this out the way temporarily so we've got a bit more room here. All right. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Please go while I make the list.
Not a problem. Totally not a problem. All right. So Libra. I don't know. Whenever this card comes up for me, this King of Cups, I just take whatever's being said to you with a pinch of salt right now. I don't think they're fundamentally a bad person, but I do think that they don't want to disappoint you. They don't want to let you down. And maybe they suffer a little bit from a smidge of an inferiority complex, if you will. Maybe they had a hard time in their early youth, and they overcompensate trying to make friends a little bit, or have people like them. You know what I'm saying?
Raven, you are on the list, but you need to ask a question.
So they're quite likely to maybe tell you what you want to hear because they don't want to disappoint you and they want to remain in your good graces, if that makes sense. But they may be on the verge of making a promise they can't truly see through or commit to. So just be mindful of that. There's somebody else on the periphery, though, my dear, that really does adore you. You're kind of like, I don't know, focused. in a different place. Hey, it's up to you, you know. They say you've got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your Prince Charming. I think the Libra one, there may be, at this point, this may not be the way that it works out fully. I'm going to cut to the chase and be brutal
All
about
right.
it. So that was card
This
one.
is, the Libra's being really wishy-washy, Sparky. You know, that kind of come here, oh, but not too close. Oh, I want to tell you my whole life story and what my most intimate dreams are. Oh, now you know all my crap, so now I can't talk to you anymore. So definitely sending some mixed signals. I do think that there is an offer there, and I think that there is a soul connection, but I honestly think they will drive you insane. So,
oh dear.
what I think the most important thing, I think, is to get precise information, right? So if they say, oh yes, I'd like to go out to dinner, then you say, okay, you name the place and time, and then you call them prior to that and say, you chose blah, blah, blah at this time, so are we still doing that? Because I think that they're just going to drive you crazy with the ups and downs.
I concur. All right, who we got next? I'll give him another.
We are up to 13 super chats. So
Oh my
the
golly
fifth
gosh.
super chat that we have is Amber.
Okay.
What could she be missing? What is it that she needs to see?
All right. Okay, let's have a butcher's, as the saying goes. Give me one. Thank you. All right. So let's see what you've got. Four of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Magician. Actually, not bad cards this, but there is some fundamental readjustment necessary for you. So I think the thing with you is, honestly, love, you're still splashing around a little bit in that big old river of Egypt, you know, denial. What we have here is something being offered to you that you're extraordinarily reticent or just don't want to embrace in some way. And I think it's not everything that comes at you is a bad thing, you know. Yeah, it may be unexpected, it might be difficult, it might be hard to get your head around initially, but it's not necessarily bad for you. So I think I don't know, you could probably benefit from doing a little bit of shadow work and really sort of going deep, if you can, like digging inside of yourself and seeing what really bloody matters to you. I think, honestly, Amber, you've been so much for so many for so long, you've forgotten about you. And I think until you actually meet your own needs, it's difficult to meet the needs of others, if you will. So I'm going to give you that cautionary note to say, don't leave yourself out of the equation when you're working out where to dole out the resources. Yeah, you're having to deal with a lot, and I understand sometimes you just want to like scream and throw your hands in the air and go like, sod off and leave me alone. I want to go to Nepal and become a goat herd. Or something, you know, but this is okay. Even though, you know, this is a lot to deal with, you're dealing with it. And I also see this as being an improvement in station for you as well. I think, you know, I haven't got time to explain the ins and outs of that card. Just go with it for me.
It's not Tarot Talk Tuesday.
It is not. But what you focus on, it comes into focus, Amber. And I think, you know, you've been licking your wounds a bit too long. You've been sort of feeling, oh, you know, poor pitiful me. And I don't mean to be trite or dismissive of that, of, you know, the stuff that you've been trying to deal with. But I do think that instead of focusing on the issue, focus on the solution and understand that you are part of that solution, because what you focus on comes into focus. And I think a little bit of shadow work for you, a little bit of soul searching, deep meditation will help.
Okay. I think that the first thing you might want to look at is a deficiency in vitamins or something. I feel like there's something that there's something going on with medication or prescription or vitamins that you're either lacking in and you need that vitamin, or you've been taking a particular prescription too long and it's now kind of built up in your system and slowing you down. I think as things get better for you financially, you'll feel also a little bit more confident. That's possibly, this card, the Magician, makes me think that you may start doing some kind of work from home thing, even if it's something that you do in the evening when your kids are asleep, because I know you're kind of stretched pretty thin with everything else. And it's kind of hard to work when the kids are putting their hands in everything. But you might get some sort of work from home thing that you do that helps you get your head above water a little bit. And I do think you're going to have more energy when you sort out either those supplements or a prescription.
There you go. Right. Gotta love it.
All right. In there. This is for Lori. She wants to know about love life for the next few months. And we do have 14 super chats ending with Julie. And Julie, if you could please give us your question. And once we finish with Julie, we'll be going back all the way to J.A., who asked first.
Hell yeah.
All right.
This
is your love life for the next few months. All right.
Oh my.
I think that you're still, now this is for Lori, love life for the next few months. I think that you're still really working hard at getting over a real big miscommunication that really hurt you and really kind of separated you, or made you feel isolated. So I think in order for you to really get things going, you have to meditate and kind of process this. Maybe you're Cancerian, and maybe you focus on what someone said and you think about it over and over again. What did they mean by that? What did they mean by that? But I kind of think that you took it way too personally, and I get that when you're the other person in the relationship, you can take things very personally because you're the other person. But I feel like there is some sort of something you have to break out of in order to be recognized by the next person. So it seems to me that you're still kind of shielded and still kind of hurt and in a place of boundaries set that people can't break through. So try really hard to meditate your way out of that.
So all of what she says plus more as well. Not the most warm and fuzzy card set you could get for your situation, to be honest. I do feel that acceptance by peers, feeling that you have a place in the world, it's hugely important. And I think honestly that you've really you feel like you've been horrendously betrayed and in some way just cast out, quite literally. But be mindful about wearing the badges that you think other people want you to wear. All right. I think it's essential that you really begin a process of recovering your serenity. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? You're an awesome person. You truly are. The only thing with you is you've got to work on your communication skills. As Lisa says, I do believe you internalize an awful lot, and it's almost like the runaway VCR, showing me age, like the tape recorder where you watch the horrific event unfold and you hit stop, rewind, play, and stop, rewind, play, and you're doing a number on yourself by that. You need to learn to speak your truth, even if your voice shakes, and really, if you internalize stuff and you let it work on you, it may be that the other person didn't mean it in that way, and you've got hold of a miscommunication or a misunderstanding, and it can be worked through. But I do think you just internalize a lot. You've got to calm down and meditate a little more, and really focus on a lot of internal positive affirmation. I am worthy. I am gorgeous. I am capable. I am, whatever. The two most powerful words in the entire universe. You need to do that recovering of your serenity to bring you back to your place of peace and power, because you're far from it right now. But if you're calm, if you can allow yourself the time to recover and understand it's a process, it doesn't happen in a couple of seconds, you know. But if you're prepared to put the time in and be still and recuperate, yeah, I think you will do well from this.
All right.
All right.
Next up is Victoria.
Hello, Victoria.
When or how or what is the career that's best for her? When will she find it? What do we think it is?
Me, I suppose. Or me. I'm a Leo, of course it is. And
You go first.
oh, why not? Ooh, javelin thrower. No, joking apart. These are really cool cards when we're talking about career. I totally love this. This means whatever it is, as soon as you've actually focused on it, when you know what it is, when you know what good looks like, when you've got your plan, you're going there. It's happening, all right? The house on a hill, well, this is like a citadel. It's a palace even, with a river running past. This is a really bloody good omen. So expect things to happen quickly. I think the issue with it not happening quickly at the moment is, honestly, you don't know where the chuff you're going. Let's come back to this one now. There is nothing wrong with your work ethic. You are actually quite capable of hanging your own shingle. You're a self-starter. You're well motivated. You've got a great work ethic. You can make stuff work. Now then, you also have an innate sense of fairness and the ability to manage resources really well. So let's look at this. I want you to go through this exercise so you understand, because I think there's so much appeals to you. Quite honestly, so much appeals to you. And I know this sounds flippant, but you could honestly turn your hand, Victoria, to pretty much anything and do it really well. You know, you're one of those annoying buggers in that respect, I think. You know, people think, how did you do that? But I want you to really work out, you know, take down a blank piece of paper and write down, you know, what time you want to get out of bed in the morning, what time you want to go to bed at night, all right? Divide the intervening period into waking hours. And in those waking hours, what I'd love you to do is just go ahead and work out what the perfect interactions you have during that day. Now, this is not Victoria at the beach, you know, goofing off having a margarita. This is you, like, making a difference. You'll know. You're fulfilling your soul's purpose. And go through there, and when you've got to the end of it, revise it as many times as you want. Then you've written your job description. That is what you're doing. And it's probably going to surprise you. And do not, under any circumstances, put a glass ceiling there going, oh, I can't because I haven't got this, or I haven't got that, or I haven't born into the right money, or whatever. Away with all of that, all right? Away with that. You've got massive potential. And as soon as you've got your focus, as soon as you know where you're going there, definitely. Oh, lots of people joining us tonight.
Darlene Vargas is the last question we can take, believe it or not.
Oh my
gosh. Because that will be 40.
All right, well,
so
we'll keep going. We'll get there. I should have brought more to drink.
And Rye Raven, yes, I have your question. Okay, so we are on Victoria and her career. Victoria, I think that whatever it is you choose to do, you should definitely have your own space to do it in. For example, if you decide that you want to be an attorney, you would be better in practice for your own practice, or a partner where you have a strong voice, rather than just, you know, a pool attorney who's working for other people.
Yeah.
I think you also would enjoy something that's different every day. You know, like, I don't think you can just take the drudgery of be there at 8, clock in, you do X, you do Y, you do Z, you have a break, you do a little something else, you have lunch, you do a little something else, you go home. I think that you need something that's interesting and entertaining, and that will really bring you satisfaction. But I definitely think thinking about being self-employed where somebody isn't barking orders at you would be a really good thing. And I do think that the possibility of being an attorney, where you kind of have that sovereignty, would also suit you very well.
I almost said that. I could
right.
see her in legal practice, definitely.
All right. So that was Victoria. Now we're up to Paulette, general.
All right.
1,
Well, I better follow that one with that one then,
2,
hadn't I?
3.
Got to go
All right.
that way.
Paulette. The first thing I'm going to say is I see your back pain easing up. I think you've had a lot of difficulty with low back. I do see you probably doing some redecorating or making some big change, possibly in the kitchen. And I think that whatever the redecorating or changes are going to be are a great investment for you. So whatever it is you're working on to bring modern or bring up to the code or up to snuff, whatever they say, I think whatever it is that you're doing is going to be a really good investment for the future should you decide to sell. So back pain relieving, some kind of investment in your home that is going to make it a lot easier to recoup the value.
How about that? How about she's on fire. I'm telling you. So you got the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, which is actually one of my favorite minor arcana cards, and the 4 of Pentacles. So yeah, this does look like a lot of work, doesn't it? And yeah, backbreaking stuff almost. But you know what? You've got this. You have got this. You're not underneath this pile of wands. Yeah, you've got it. Yeah, you've had to shoulder a burden here without doubt, but you've got it. That's the beautiful thing about this. And I think honestly you're moving at this present juncture in time right now. You're moving into a very, I believe, successful phase of your life. I want to say it's almost like coming home to roost. Is it whatever the word is? I'm bloody useless at this and the, But yeah, the 3 of Pentacles. I feel that you're building something which is enduring right now. That is going to be around long after the likes of you and I have shuffled off this mortal coil. And I think that's a wonderful thing. As Lisa says, that could be maybe trivial sort of home improvements or whatever. But I think there's a higher purpose to it, and it's something you've always desperately wanted to do, and I think fantastic, have at it, it's brilliant. Just remember the magic of getting things done are the 3 essential phases: idea, plan, action. It doesn't happen all by itself, all right? You've got an idea, from that idea turn it into a plan, and then act on that plan, because an idea without a plan is just a wish, and a plan with no action's going nowhere.
Okay, so
right.
That's Paulette.
And finally, yeah, it's going to come really good for you. I see this as
all right. Gilda, if you super chat, you can get a question at this point, but we are full. We have all 40 questions. So for Pisces or Diana Esposito, we have our 40 questions. If you want to bump somebody, you can do that by super chatting. But I don't think we're going to get finished anytime soon.
No, we're only on till 7:30, and it's already 7:02.
So
but we're getting there.
Just be mindful to, even though we have 3 cards, you could say it. Be quick and concise.
I'm trying to.
A ton of super chats.
I'm being.
All right. Next up is Samantha. What should she consider in her life?
Oh, Samantha, you're going to hate me because I'm going to have to say this. For those of you that are just watching and not able to get a question in, or don't want to ask a question, or whatever, there's almost always an oversoul for whenever a group of people get together and sort of focus on things. And this card's come up repeatedly. So this is like swift action. Just came out just before. So what should you focus on? What you're focused on right now is not where you need to be focused on. And if you can change your focus, the first point is, I think you're being bombarded by a lot of conflicting information. Opinions honestly are like buttholes. Everybody's got one, and they're quite willing to give you that right now. So I think, you rather than asking everybody, look at what you're looking at and look at how you're looking at it. if that makes sense. Your focus here is look, all on the crying over spilt milk. We're quite distraught and all that. Swing yourself around. You see there's 2 perfectly good cups behind you here. These are also not destroyed. They can be refilled, and you wouldn't want to drink that green stuff anyway. But look, again, house on a hill, river running past. House on a hill, river running past. These are really good omens, okay? So this is, understands water under a bridge. There's now you can do to change what's happened, but you can change how you look at it, and you don't have to drag it into the present, into the future. As soon as you change your focus from getting sort of like stuck and focused on what's bloody wrong to what's bloody right, boom, it changes instantaneously, he said. I'm being succinct.
All right. This is for Samantha. What should you pay attention to? Things are going to be coming in really, really quickly. Sometimes it's feast or famine. And I think you've been famine for a long time. And now all kinds of information is going to come in. And you really are going to have to, I think, write things down in order to make sure you don't miss something. I think that in the past, you've kind of been your own worst enemy and maybe not had a lot of confidence or not thought that your opinion matters. But I think that right now, your opinion really, really does matter. So Samantha, try to pay attention to things as quickly as they're coming in. Sometimes little details come in really fast and we forget to write them down, or we forget an appointment. I think it might be time to actually keep some sort of date book or journal or something that can help you be really focused, and really try to let go of that lack of confidence. And it's okay to give your opinion, you know. It is okay to give your opinion. Samaj, I do have you. You're number 13, and we're just going to be getting to number 10. So you've got about like 4 more to go. All right, so try not to be your own worst enemy. Try to be confident. Focus on the details. Keep a journal or a date book, and offer your opinion. It does matter.
There you go.
So that was Samantha. So
awesome.
Tara is next.
Awesome. Tara
Because
has a question.
I missed her super chat.
Listen,
so
forgive
Tara,
us if we're screwing up. We're
Tara, you're
busy this evening.
You're next, and I'm just trying to see where I go from there. Okay, then we would go to Erica. So it's Tara, Erica, Ale, Samaj.
So glad you're doing this.
Yep. So Tara said she has a health question. She's kind of in this space where she's waiting for the other shoe to drop. Should she be worried, or what's going on?
Gotcha. I think you're overthinking this. There is a course of action necessary. There always is. To do nothing is not an option. But not everything is as appears, nor is it necessary otherwise. But understand this, the most powerful force in the entire universe is love, okay? And if you feed love into a situation, this was going to probably erode the fear, I think, at this moment in time that is getting you. If she'd have come to this situation here on this strength card, strong like bull, she'd be lunched. But look at the lion. He's putty in her hands. He's like got his tail between his legs. If you've got chance and you want to go through, look at our tarot talk, which is a whole thing that we do, and really look at the strength card, because I think it's hugely important for you. All right, Tara. I think that is your answer. If you put love into a situation, it fixes it. It does. Coming at it from a place of fear, coming at it from a place of anger and resentment, and nothing good can come from that. Nothing good. So this, you're an old soul as well. You bloody well know that. All right. Whenever this card comes up for me with the 3 pyramids, I know I'm dealing with an old soul. And look, we've got a smaller lion on this one. We've got a little black cat here. So yeah, that intuition, really allow yourself to listen to your innate wisdom. Stop second guessing yourself, and stop expecting things to go pear-shaped, because they don't have to be.
I had my heart surgery. That's why I'm a little more with it. All right. Well, Tara, both of these cards that we have in the minor and the major arcana for you are Leo cards. So I don't know if you are a Leo or not, but I definitely think they're trying to tell us that things are going to be resolved or understood by the Leo time of year, which is the end of July, beginning of August. So I think that maybe that's a milestone, or like if you get past that mark, then you'll know that things are going to be okay. I do see you kind of worried about a few different things. I want to say that whatever was going on with the spine or the mid back, like shoulder blade area, I feel like that is going to be healing up for you. And I think that you're going to be okay. I think don't focus on the other shoe dropping. I think you're going to get past that mark, and that's going to give you that sense of well-being where you're going to let that worry of the other shoe dropping go. All right.
Remember, worry is manifesting a route to where you don't want to be.
All right. Next up is Erica.
Hello, Erica.
And then I had missed Nancy. So we have Erica, Ale, Nancy, and Samaj. And then the rest of the super chats.
I'm so glad you're doing this.
All right.
Kudos to you.
So
I would be babbling.
Erica's got an interesting question here because it's kind of like spying, spiritual spying. Erica wants to know, what is her ex-wife trying to tell her fiance? Her ex-wife keeps trying to find all different kinds of ways to contact her fiance.
You're in the breach first, you know.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Spiritual spying is always fun.
Yes. Naughty.
Oh. Well, it's going to be a lie. Yeah. It's not like she's calling your fiance to try to tell her something good about you, Erica. I'm afraid she is...
bitter and twisted.
Well, it's like Scorpio kind of energy. Again, I don't know if she is a Scorpio, your ex-wife, but there's this kind of hidden agenda, this kind of... I think that your ex-wife is very upset still and wants to warn your fiance that if she wanted you to cheat with her, you would. So be careful.
Oh yeah. You know what? I don't think I could be any more succinct than that. She's not coming at this from a place of love, that is for sure, for definite. There is an awful lot of... you know, nothing good can come from this. For goodness sakes. Maybe suggest that your fiance changes her number even. You know, because there really is there's a toxicity here, and it's so not good. I mean, nobody needs this kind of drama, and it's yeah. Good luck. I wish I could say something positive.
So this is Ale. Do you see a change in my life? And what is that change gonna be?
Oh hell change. Yeah!
Big change.
This is without doubt the arrival at a place from which there is no return. It's like, this to me is not a physical death card, but it really is like a complete reimagining. It's like Ale 2.0 or probably 3.0 or whatever. All right, so we bopped a Drolic.
I might have missed somebody. I'm going back to look.
Forgive us.
It's hard for me to read and keep track. So she's saying that she...
Forgive us, we'll get to you.
We will do it.
We promise we will.
Kimberly says she did after Paulette, so I'm going to search back.
All right. Well, while Lisa's doing that, I'll witter on. So yeah, the death card. This is like, they say death is the final initiation, but it's not necessarily final. It's not the end unless you think the story's about you. And this is like, you know, there's so much goes on in this card. But for you, I see this as being very much an arrival at a place of it's almost like that initiation. You know, when you initiate an explosion, you can't uninitiate it. You know, you can't stop it. You can't go back to being blissfully ignorant when you've learned this new thing. Now, so how do we get there? Well, I know patience is a 4-letter word for you, but we'll try and talk about it anyway. All right. I think you're very driven, and I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But you ain't going to get results by pulling on the crops, you know, and going, come on, you bugger, grow faster. You know, it's like me. I've put some grass seed on the lawn in a place where it was completely bare, and I'm just going, why aren't you growing faster? It's just, but the grass grows all by itself. It really does. If you just do what is necessary, the simple, you know, put one foot in front of the other, do just simply what's necessary. Don't overthink it. Look what bloody happens all by itself. And here's the fabulous card. I kept this one under wraps until last. This is a fantastic card. This is, you know, victorious. So yeah, victorious, great leadership ability. There is somebody on the periphery, just one bugger, who's just popped out to me, who's a little bit jealous of you. I've just noticed that for the very first time in my life. So as somebody who doesn't perhaps, you know, like everybody else is enraptured so much, but there's one person who's like a little bit mean and what have you. So just be mindful of that person. But other than that, I really feel that this is a situation where you're moving to a place of leadership responsibility, doing really well, and you know, you're a jammy buggy. You can fall down the toilet and come up smelling of roses. You really can.
All right. So, Elle, yes, I think you are going to have some great changes, and I think that you're going to be one of the facilitators of that change. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I'm going to say to you is, if it's something to do with your diet or your physical fitness level, I think that you're really going to take it on board, and maybe you're going to start eating better or eating organic or doing a little more exercise. There's like some kind of new routine that's going to get you moving, that's going to get you feeling better, that's going to get you feeling like you can do stuff. I also think there's something you've wanted to do career-wise for a while, but just felt like you didn't have the energy to do it. And I'm going to say that in June, there is a really solid job offer that will bring you victory. So these next 6 weeks, you're kind of going to get your physical body and your mindset in order. And then I really see a good offer in June that's going to bring you the career that you're looking for.
Awesome.
All right. So I did miss Kimberly. Kimberly is a general.
Kimberly.
I am sorry. Yeah, it's Kimberly, Nancy, Samaj, and then on with the rest of the
I love
super
the way
chats,
Samaj says it's his life number.
right? And
I like your philosophy.
people who are just joining us now, I'm really sorry, but we already have our 40 questions. So the only way we could get you in is if you did super chat and bump somebody off the end of the list, because we have our 40 questions. That's all we can do. All right.
We're going to be running over at this rate.
This is Kimberly's General.
Kimberly's General.
And I go first, don't I?
Go for it. Yeah, why not?
All right, Kimberly General. Some really, really good news is coming to give you closure, right? There's something that's just kind of been in the air or in the wind that you didn't have the information for, or you didn't have the understanding for, that's going to finally give you some closure with something. And I feel that that's going to just give you a real break emotionally. I want to say it's possibly connected to a Gemini. I have you on the list, Gloria, but you're like number 27, so you got a ways to go. All right. And is Honey Bunny, I'm sorry, the list is full. So the only way you could get on it is if you super chatted at this point. So Kimberly, I feel like it has something to do with a Gemini, some information coming in that really gives you peace of mind and closure and kind of lets you clear it from your thought process. You know, sometimes when we have things on the back of our mind, it clouds up our future. It clouds up the things that we want to do. But I feel like this information is coming for you to clear your mind. And I'm sorry I lost you. And Rye Raven, okay, I've got you. You moved up the list a bit, but you're still in the list of super chats.
So just general for Kimberly, right?
A general for Kimberly. So you could see something completely different in there. There's no topic.
I don't know. I feel somehow that you do need to. There is great news coming, but I think you've got to go after it as well. I think there's like messages on the periphery, and there's definite positive change coming, and it really is. But it's still something. I don't know. I feel like you're emotionally verklempt. Can I even say that in English? I don't know. I don't know if that's even an English word. It's not. It's German. But I feel sometimes if things get on top of us, I always say it's all about, how you are inside and how you feel. But I think sometimes actually a physical change of scenery, and in this instance, I do believe that's the case. This physical change of scenery for you will actually help you get a better angle on yourself internally. It's almost like you need to get outside of yourself to get back in, if that makes sense. So if there's somewhere that you find very drawn to that landscape, I mean, perhaps it's something, it doesn't have to be as magnificent as the Grand Canyon, but something that really, connects to you at a deep emotional level. Go spend time with your trees, as they would say in Welsh, Go back to the forest and allow yourself the luxury of just escaping yourself for a short time, okay? Because I think you've been I don't know, stuck and mulling over so much stuff. And if you allow yourself it isn't a massive luxury we're talking about. Honestly, probably a day trip or just a hike might even help. But it needs to be the place where you feel like, yeah, here's my spiritual home. Here's where I feel cool. And I think if you do that, you're gonna be in a position where you will get a much better angle on the things I think that you're not able to find your way through. Yeah. All right. Busy.
Yeah,
oh my God! We're now people are still throwing super chats at us. So there's a point.
What a problem to have is wonderful. Okay. So now, Nancy, your question was that you found out your friend has a brain tumor, and will you still be able to be connected to them? Will your life paths still be together? I think. Yes, I think that, Nancy, you're very healing for them, and that they really look to you to kind of keep them going. I will say that you're going to have to be very compassionate, because I think until this issue gets physically resolved, they may be a very angry person. And I think that sometimes brain tumors can make people behave really weirdly or strangely. So try to remember who they are right now and what they mean to you right now. And keep that as your focus when you talk to them or when you see them, because they could get to be kind of an ugly person that you wouldn't necessarily be interested in spending time with. But understand that is the
nature of the beast.
That is the illness, not how they really feel about you. And I do see it being resolved. I think it will be operable or taken care of.
You know what she said, and I'm going to totally reinforce that. A lot of nurture for you. You're such a loving, healing person, Nancy. It's going to be difficult. It's like almost to a point. I don't know if you've ever dealt with anybody who's Alzheimer's, where there's stuff said and they'll argue black is white with you, but you understand there's a physical problem here, and I do believe there needs to be a surgical intervention, and I think that surgical intervention will resolve well.
Yep, we'll open the world back up.
Will resolve well, but this is gonna be hard for you. but if you can continue and just, you know, even if the most horrible things are said, and they probably will be, understand it's not coming from your friend, you know. It's just the nature of what's going on here, and so please just be. But it's great. These are good cards. These are good cards.
So Lisa, yes, we are having Circle this Friday is Beltane. We don't have Circle every single Friday, but we do the Sabbats, the new moons, and the full moons. So just call the shop if you want to get on the list, and we are outside in person.
Yes. And
all right,
Samaj! It's fun. While Lisa's sorting these cards out, please, if you're watching us, please do like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to be less of a well-kept secret. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. But if you could mash that thumbs up button, and if you want to be notified when we next go online, there's a little bell thing. Do that too. We try to do this every Wednesday, so please, yeah.
It's Beltane already, yeah.
It's Beltane already.
Well, technically it's 15
yeah.
degrees Scorpio on the 6th, but we didn't want to wait that late, so. All right, Samaj. Really coming. No, he wants to know what the universe has to tell him. Samaj, you're coming out of hibernation.
I think so.
It's kind of like you did an awful lot of work that put you kind of behind the veil. You know, I see that you were doing work that was very just and very pure and very important, but it's almost like you lost yourself in that space. And I don't know if you have a business, like a doing business as Samaj, but I feel like it's going to become official, that there's going to become some kind of officialness to it. And I think that you're really going to start to be paid back, not just karmically, but financially, for all the time and effort and energy that you've put in. So think about how you might legally want to hang your shingle and cover yourself, you know, liability, whatever. But I see you coming back across that veil, back out into really getting into your work.
Yeah, I think Samaj, you've almost martyred yourself in somebody else's cause, and I think that's cut you really deeply to the core. And I think it's important that you personally start to recover your sense of serenity, and you know, feel the sun on your bones. Note though, this person here, even though they're having a pretty bad day, their fingers are crossed, you know, and the sun is coming up. So we've been through, I would say, honestly, for you, mate, a dark night of the soul. I do think so, and I think there's some stuff that has got to you quite deeply. But you know, if you're going to make a massive change in the world, there needs to be massive waves hit against your rocks sometimes. Because if everything's, whatever, it's all just a walk in the park, there's nothing remarkable there. There's no lessons. There's nothing that you can share that wisdom with others. And I do see you very much as being part of that balancing force. You notice in the Tahote deck, or the Thoth deck, whichever way you like to pronounce it, justice is actually termed adjustment, and really restorative justice, if I can say that, really is about making an adjustment to right what has been wronged. So I think an adjustment for you is necessary. But this is a cracking card. We've got this wonderful, you know, if you've got the heart, if you've got the Hoyle here, if you're going to take yourself through that archway into the place of the big beyond, if you will, you're going to do well. But yeah, heart, Hoyle, you know, Hoyle. It's a Welsh word, Hoyle, and it doesn't translate into English. But you know, may you journey well. May you always have the ability to know right from wrong and listen to your greater angels and not your demons. You know,
Okay.
these things.
Savannah and Gigi, I have your super chat. Lisa, I have your super chat. Savannah and Gigi, if you have a question other than general, let me know. We will get to all the one questions readings that we do have written down. We can't take any more one question readings unless you super chat, then we'll bump you up the list. So next up, Stephen, who had super chatted before, super chatted again and said, very interesting. Where in Colorado? And do you feel any career idea?
Have at
And I'm
it.
going to say to you, without even pulling cards, I feel like it's something like Boulder, Colorado, or a community that is at the base of a mountain and where you can really hook up with like-minded people. And I think your career is going to be something that really, really speaks from your heart to another person's heart. I have a friend who moved out there whose life just opened when they got there. And I think that's kind of a possibility for you. So Steve, what I'm going to say to you is go out there on a vacation, look around. I'm feeling strongly about Boulder. And I think that you might get into a little storefront retail or something. You got goosebumps, yeah? A little storefront retail or something. And I think that it's really going to be like gifts of the heart or something that really, really speaks to your heart center. And I do see you being very successful. So I think you can use some of the career experience that you already have and just transpose that into the new you.
Forgive me because I don't remember the lyrics to this, but Rocky Mountain High, John Denver, wasn't it? He was born in the something of his 27th year.
He was born in the summer of his 27th year, coming home to a place he'd never been before.
Yeah.
He left yesterday behind him. Might say he was born again. Might say he found the key to every door. Okay.
Well, apparently she knows that then.
Yeah, but don't ask me why I went to the kitchen because I can't remember that. All right, Rye Raven. Rye Raven, it's your turn.
I love it.
Rye Raven wants to know, what would the Morrigan like from me?
Oh, holy man, you really want to ask that?
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Not fair. I missed Julie.
Got to go back to Julie.
I missed Julie. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So Julie first and then Rye Raven. I forgot that I got Julie here. General, should Julie move to a new area and would that be better for her, more positive?
Wouldn't it be funny if Julie should move to Colorado also? Let's everybody go to Colorado.
I'm sorry, Julie. Julie.
Oh man, are these... So listen, you guys need to play back all of tonight, okay?
There's that oversoul happening
this
again,
oversoul
right?
thing that is going on here is just so... Yeah, definitely. So much about justice, and this guy to me, he's my he's the King of Solomon. So talk about judgment and all that kind of stuff, and working that out. And so we got the King of Swords, we got justice for you, and we got the Ace of Wands.
That's real estate.
Oh man. We're talking about something with wherever you're going. I see this as very elevated ground, view of a river, definitely. Probably, I don't know, Montana, Colorado. I've never been out west, but again, don't be rash about this. Take your time. I have a feeling somehow that this is almost like a repeat of almost the same question, because I'm feeling that these are the same energies that are coming up here. So somebody earlier on tonight asked a very similar question, and I really felt that it's a question. Don't be in a rash to make a decision. Don't just take your time, go experience, go on an extended vacation there or whatever. Make sure you've got your ducks in a row legally, definitely. Especially the most perfect place may have an encumbrance with it. This is perfect, but somebody gets to graze sheep in your living room every Thursday. Whatever. That's ridiculous, I know. But seriously, there might be some easement or right of way that you can't do anything about. Check that out. It's so important. So good judgment, comes from bad experiences, but bad experiences lead to good judgment. It's important you approach this with good judgment, and you will get there. You really will. But I see this as it's very much as an elevation of status for you. I think we're talking about moving to a very nice place, without doubt.
Okay. Julie, I felt like sometimes you go backwards to go forwards. And I felt like this new place is an old place,
Oh, might be.
right? And I think that it may be land that was in your family at one point, or land that your family is from. And I think that it could be very, very positive for you. So think about that. I think that the time frame is September. I think that there's something going on then that would give you that ability to afford and be there. And I definitely picking up on what Anton was saying about there's something there that's hidden, but I think it's hidden because it was going backwards to go forwards, like headed towards the past and lineage and ancestry in order to be comfortable. All right.
How about that then?
Rye Raven.
Rye Raven.
What does the Morrigan want from them?
You go first.
And Jay, I know we haven't answered your questions. We're still working through the super chat.
We're trying hard here.
Me first?
I think it is. Well.
Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Swords. Okay.
Wow.
I think what I'm going to say is the first thing it looks like is that she wants you to pay more attention to the cycles of the moon and the cycle of the wheel of the year. And that she wants you to understand life, death, and rebirth as it happens in nature. And I think that you might actually end up writing poetry or some sort of book to help others understand those cycles, and that you will be paid well for that information.
Holy crap, I'm gonna go with that one. If you haven't written the book, you need to start on it. Absolutely, you need to start on it, because here we have the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac, which is the faces of God in the heaven. Please, blatant plug for Tarot Talk. This is the card we just put up yesterday. We actually did this one. There's so much wisdom in this card. Do yourself a favor after we're done with this broadcast. Please go check out our Tarot Talks series and this card, okay, particularly. There's so much wisdom in him to understand the cycle within the cycle and how things are reflected across the wheel, yeah, and that how everything mirrors, how there is life in death and how there is death in life, how, you know, that there can't be, you know, summer without winter, that these things are so involved. And I think that they're very much for you. I think there's something about recognizing and embracing your dark side, your shadow self, if you will, and making some what's the word I want to say? Why am I saying amelioration? I'm not. I've got a word stuck in my head and I don't know why. I think something about you that you still hold in a very painful kind of almost you hold it against yourself. And you've got to let that go and bury it, and realize that the journey continues, and that life is precious, and that there is so much. Yeah, Hoyle again. Hoyle. This word Hoyle comes up again. This recognizing your higher. You know, as Doreen Valiente said, you know, keep pure your highest ideals, strive ever toward it, let not stop you or turn you aside. And I think recognizing what your higher ideals are for you is part of that shadow work and laying to rest some of the stuff that you've almost held against you, if you will. But yeah, learn about cycles without doubt.
Okay. Gigi, Savannah's next, and then Gigi, you're after that, and then Lisa. So Gigi, you didn't ask a question. We're going to do general if you don't ask a question shortly. This is Savannah.
Okay.
Oh, Savannah. Lots of strength and healing and happiness and doing a lot of work with chakras. I do see a big choice being put in front of you, though. And if it has something to do with surgery and it's not something you have to do, I feel like you shouldn't do it, right? Like sometimes we put something off and then we don't get better. We get more ill. I don't see that being the case. I feel like this is something that you've been thinking about, not sure about. And I think if you wait, the answer will be a lot clearer. And in the meantime, I feel like you're going to feel a lot stronger and a lot of work with spiritual healing, I think.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, look, we just shuffled these things and we've got this card's come out again. This is it about health? Is it a health question or is it
General?
General. But again, I think that your strength is love here. This really is. This is a fantastic card. My absolute favorite card in the major arcana. I love this card. I see this very much as representative, slight digression perhaps, but of the energies that exist between myself and Lisa. That, you know, I can be this big old bloody ferocious lion sometimes because I'm a Leo, obviously. But with her, I'm like putty in her hands because she comes with unconditional love. And this makes this whole thing. But understand, Aquarius and Leo oppose one another. And oppositions can be difficult. And oppositions can be painful.
Savannah is Taurus. She's being tortured by Uranus right now.
So I'm glad you know these things. But oppositions, resolution of opposition is where the magic comes from. You know, in the words of Yoda, you know, choose you must. But not everything is as it appears. So if there is something you're toying with the idea of you know, a surgery, you know, or somebody say, oh, you really need to get this done, I don't think that necessarily is going to benefit you. I think, as Lisa says, be still, be realize that you know, all medicines can do, no matter whatever they are, whether there's something, you know, we ingest as a drug or whether it's surgery or whatever, all it endeavors to do is create the optimal conditions for our body to heal, you know, to bring about healing. And healing is a process which begins within ourselves. So I see that very much as like, focus on that. Focus on love yourself, Savannah. Love yourself. Okay. All right?
J.A., I can't skip you ahead of the super chats, even though I know you were here early and asked your question first. You're first on the regular list, but I can't skip you ahead of the super chats. I'm sorry. All right, Gigi, General, you go first.
Okay.
But listen in, JJ, because some of the information that we're saying could be important to you too.
These cards have come up a lot tonight, haven't they? This High Priestess one as well. Oh gosh. Question? There is a question?
General?
Just general. I'm sorry, my brain. The problem's behind you now, okay? It's not necessary for you to turn the horse around and re-engage that problem. I see this very much as you know, doing all right, getting good grades, my future's that bright, I've got to wear shades. So we have this, you know, wonderful innocent figure, so it would seem, with this almost Renaissance kind of thing. But here we have this feather which says that there's not as green as this cabbage looking, if you will. You know, there's more to you. Your only issue is you really got to work on your communication skills. I do think you tend to internalize way too much and don't speak when you should speak, and sort of play it against yourself, or sometimes the reverse and just let it fly when you should have kept stunned.
Gigi says she did ask questions.
Oh, all right. Can we go back to Gigi's question and I'll redress? I'm probably answering it. I don't know, because the things have a way of doing that out. So learning to ask the right questions for you, I think, is hugely, hugely important. And because the High Priestess will only answer a question if you ask it in the right way. If you know, she can be quite the riddle sayer, if you will. Have you found anything yet?
No.
I'll just keep going then. And I see... No.
Gigi, I see her.
Yeah, keep going.
Her
It must
super
be
chat.
after that then. Not under a different name, are you, Gigi? I don't know. If you find it, stop me and buy one. But learning to ask the right questions for you. I see this very much of, learning
Gigi,
learning about knowledge, learning about how people learn.
There isn't a question. There's a super chat, but
yeah, I'll shut up because I'm getting all discombobulated, and I'll let you I'll throw it at Lisa because Lisa's got it going on.
I'm searching. I've searched all the way back. There's their super chat.
Yep.
But there's no question with that brown circle G in it before or after. Until we get way down here where she says, I did ask questions.
Not of us.
All right. Well, Gigi.
Hopefully I've answered them.
I think the first thing I want to say to you is you're right about something. I feel like you've had a little bit of a doubt. And I think that you're absolutely right and that you should trust what you know. I think being able to move forward with that information might be difficult. But I also feel that there is some real good to come from that. I need to know about my health and moving.
A lot of balls up in the air. Well, yeah, I bet you do.
Your health is going to be fine. You have something that you have to get through, but you're going to come through that with flying colors. I think that the moving thing is what you should trust your intuition and really put forward that communication that you know it is this, right? That inside of you it says this is what you need to do and this is how you need to do it. And you need to express that even though that might be difficult to do. But health, this is a fantastic card for health, so I don't see that being any sort of issue for you. There's something, yes, that you have to get through, but once you get through that, it's smooth sailing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Problems behind you, kid.
So next we have Lisa, who says she's lost, feels stuck, and would like a general.
Okay.
And don't worry, guys. At the end, when we're done with these super chats, I will rattle through one-card questions like some kind of mad woman, and I will give everybody an answer.
Well, you are some kind of mad woman, aren't you?
Yeah.
Is there a question here?
Lost and stuck. Wants a general.
Yeah, kind of. You put your energy somewhere where it don't belong, to be honest, and I think that said, what you've got is there's just a hollow victory here, though, to be honest. This card, to me, the Seven of Swords that we've got, is very much about you've lost your focus. You've lost your focus. We've got the whole army at camp and the brigadier going, oh, tomorrow we're going to attack the enemy and be bloody brilliant. And this urchin's stealing all the swords. So, they're not going to be an army in the morning. They're just going to be a bunch of peed off guys. So, think about basics and maintaining the purpose and literally going back to just remember to breathe in and then breathe out, sort of. And I that might sound terribly trite, but honestly I think you've gotten yourself so chuffing stuck right now. It's hard to say. These are the lessons, though. These are the lessons, kid. These are the things that your soul is desperate to know. But sometimes these lessons can be the ones that we fight hardest against. We resist, But resistance is futile. The thing that will change your life is a change of perception. We look at this card, right? And we think, oh, what a shitty card. Pardon, I'm saying that. What an unfortunate card. Here is this poor soul, blindfolded and bound, surrounded by a prison of swords on a tidal flat and the tide's out. It's not good. Not so. If you look closely, there isn't a single knot holds these binds. Simple shrug, they fall away. Lift the blindfold, you see the swords do not ensnare you. You can walk the chuff out of there. So what you focus on is what it is. And at the moment, I think you're just focused on, oh, woe is me, and I can't see it ever being any better, and I can't see myself moving forwards out of this. All right, you got to sit yourself down, get that cup of tea out, and have a word with yourself. All right.
Yeah, I didn't get a super chat from you, Gilda. I don't know why. Didn't come in. Okay. This is Lisa. Lisa, I think you've lost faith or hope because of a loss, right? I don't know if this is because of a death or because you couldn't finish something because of a health issue, or if it was a financial thing that got blocked. But whatever it is that happened, I think kind of put you in that funk or in that tailspin. And sometimes when we're really down, it's really hard to get up.
It is.
So maybe a change in spirituality would be a good thing to try to get you moving again.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've ever tried guided meditation, but on YouTube you can find tons of guided meditations, and you might want to pick one that's for inspiration or for balancing the chakras, or something that is different, that might call to you, to your old self when you were really happy and not stuck. But I get that sometimes getting over a loss, especially if it was a really, really important thing like a person or a big plan, getting past that loss or that hurt is sometimes really hard. But I do think that you have the ability to overcome this challenge. Start with something that speaks to your subconscious mind, and your conscious mind will come along. All right. So now we have...
Are we through the super chats?
No, we have 2 more super chats. But, you know, I'm just going to... There were people that were here before we started.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go really quick, and I'm going to say, J.A., future studies, money, you're going to do really, really, really well. Stick with it. Make the investment of your time, and you are going to have a fantastic career as an accountant.
Oh, accountant?
Yep.
Made for it.
Karen.
Made for it.
Karen, the harder you look for a life partner, the harder it is to find one. So I'm not saying you have to lower your standards, but I think you have to kind of do more general socializing, that going to gatherings or parties or museums or whatever it is that you love, go on day trips to those places to kind of broaden your search. But, you know...
increase the sample
increase
size.
the sample size.
Increase the sample size. They're not going to deliver your pizza, love.
Stacy, surgical timing. I don't know if this is a repeat surgery. It looks like it's something that you've had done before or worked on before, and now you're kind of a little bit panicked about it. So timing-wise, I think 9 weeks, but I think you really need to get in a better mindset over it. All right. Patty, will she get her degree in success on time? Ha! Absolutely. Absolutely stick with it. All right. And then Adrian was looking for a career change. This is a lovely card.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think that this career involves a partnership or possibly some sort of daycare or taking care of children. All right.
People is still super
I
chatting.
know. We're way past our time here. So, Teresa, I'm going to put down here.
All right.
And I'm just going to do the last person
bang-
who was
bang
here
through,
before we came
And
on.
then
Like
we'll
they were
finish,
here before we came
we'll
on.
finish up with a super chat.
Maura, will her book be a bestseller? Maura, it definitely has the possibilities to be a bestseller, but I think you want to make it a little more spicy. There's something that you have to go back and grab people, and then it will.
Roughly, he seized her heaving shoulders, forcing her down on... Yes, you know what I'm saying.
All right. So next up is Kristen for a general reading. Then we have Jamie. Then we have Teresa, and then I'll go to the people who asked general
and
one
that's
cards
we're
after
there.
that.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
we're full now. So
Yeah, we just.
I think we can turn off the chat, but I don't know
I
how.
don't know
I don't
how.
want to turn off the chat because somebody might have a input
Burning something.
well, into
Whatever.
the question that they asked. All right.
Well, look, we're still here. It's all good. All right.
Kristen, general.
General. Okay. All right, Kristen, for you. Oh man, go back and watch this again. Communication issues, internalizing too much stuff for you, definitely not good. Okay. Oh hell, not good either. So sorry, just caught my breath. Internalizing too much stuff, not getting enough rest, not getting enough downtime, and almost always being on the defensive with you, you know. It's difficult to know peace if you're continually preparing for war. But look, you're still standing, you're on the outsides of your defences, they're intact. You might be a little battered and bruised, but you yama or hid, as they say. You've got to just chill and spend some time doing some restorative work on yourself here. Just whatever it is, whether it's just taking time to read a book, or taking time just to lie down and watch the clouds go by. You know, this involves not moving. Okay, stop moving. Be quiet. Be still. Rest and allow that. And don't internalize so much. Yeah, what you think others think of you is not your business, and you're probably wrong.
All right, Kristen. What other people say should be taken with a grain of salt. If you have solicited someone's advice and asked them for their opinion, then it's okay to listen to what they say. But I feel like you have a couple people in your life that just voice their opinion, and it really isn't that valuable to you, and it can upset or derail you. So I feel like the universe is kind of wants to give you permission to divorce toxic people and not really pay so much attention to their words because they're not your truth. I also think that, to me, this card is about meditating. So I also think you need to slow down a little bit and give yourself time to catch up. So rather than waste a lot of energy trying to process toxic people's unsolicited information, go within and see what your truth is and what your own advice to yourself is. All right. Jamie.
Hello, Jamie.
Jamie says, I don't know if I should get a job, start a business, or go back to school.
Options, eh? Options. You get to go first. Oh.
I'm going to say I think that you're healed now and that you're physically able to work. There might have been something that was physically stopping you. And I think you want to do something that really makes a difference. And I don't know why. I don't even know by your name if you're male or female, but I feel like it has something to do with design and construction. And that it's almost like a intuitive thing to you, that you wouldn't really need to go back to school for a lot of training for this. It has to do with housing in some way and using your your intuitive skills for that.
Are you an architect? Because yeah, it's your thing if it is. I think the only thing that's stopping you moving forwards in complete fulfillment, because this is part of your higher purpose, it really is. We're talking of three cards you could possibly pull from the whole deck. These are by no means trivial.
No.
They couldn't even be remotely associated at a trivial level. Home improvements maybe, but you can't do trivial with a High Priestess, and you certainly can't do trivial with Temperance. These cards are massive in their nature, so we're talking about your soul's purpose here. Frankly,
I think it
Jamie.
has something to do with design and home improvement, homemaking, things like that.
There's something. You're a stay-at-home mum. Well, you know,
give advice to other stay-at-home moms how to.
This is not trivial. This is not trivial. Oh, she's a stay-at-home mum. No, there's something about it. There's you. I believe maybe you're an influencer or could be an influencer.
Right, trendsetter.
That,
I think there's stuff going on here.
There's something with you that changes worlds. Okay, so don't hold yourself short here. So, you know, the great architect of things, it's more than just
right
physical
building
buildings.
something. So I think self-employed would suit you better than working for somebody else, but I feel like it has something to do with building, constructing, designing, crafting at a smaller level, but I think it really is something that helps others.
Oh yeah, but I think you're also a great facilitator. You know, there's a lot going on with you. These are not trivial cards.
All right.
Since
it is so late,
yes,
can I just plow through these?
You have at it, because I just talk too much.
You do.
I do.
I love you, but you do. All right.
It's only the depth that varies.
Okay. Okay, you're going to be able to juggle these two things, right? I feel like there might be some kind of side business coming in now that was very slow for a while, but now that the spring is coming, the better weather is coming, I think that it's going to pick up. So if whatever your side hustle is, it's going to really start to make you hustle, but you're going to make some good money from it. Karen, are you going to start feeling better? Oh, you're definitely in a little bit of a challenge phase. I feel like something's going on maybe with migraines or the pollen. So do yourself a favor and think about how you could get in a space of cleaner air. You know, I don't know if you get some kind of air filter or Dyson thing, but I think what's challenging you is this allergy that's giving you maybe even ocular migraines. So yeah, I do think you can feel better, but I think you have to really take charge of the situation. Angela, completely changing your perspective about something that you really felt you were lost underneath of, you're going to come way on top of and see it from a much higher point of view. And when you do, you will achieve success. Linda. Now, I just told Kay when she had this card that her second job was going to bring her a great income. But for you, I think this is about putting something to rest that has been like a thorn in your side for a while. There's something that's just made you walk on eggshells or not pay attention to what you have to do because this thing is like grabbing you. And I feel like you're going to finally have the information that you need to put that thing to bed. All right. Kimberly, the possible promotion or some kind of raise at work, there's some really good money being offered. And if you think you want to make that change, make the change. Like where you are now, you know the players. Is it worth the money to learn new players in the game? That's the deal. All right. Gloria, she wants to know if she's going to be homeless. No, there's always hope. This is the Aquarian card, so I can imagine that I can think of an Aquarian person that would be in your life that might give you some advice or help you. But I do not see you being homeless. No. All right. Lori B.
Did we do Teresa? Because I know we did. That's because she super chatted. Did we? I don't think we did that.
You don't think we did Teresa?
I don't. Because we talked about Jamie. I think.
Okay. Well, somehow she got crossed out.
Oops.
All right. So I just did Gloria. So we have this section left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 more regular one-card questions. Jane? Oh, Jack of all trades or Jane of all trades.
I'm saying, can you do that as well?
Oh. Oh, one card. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, Teresa, we're sorry. He's right.
Sorry.
Life and financial guidance.
All right. Dum dum dum. Chaos ad nauseum, eh?
Right, I'm going to shovel.
Juggle them up a little bit. Okay, so I think at the moment you're doing a little bit of rob Peter to pay Paul. Yeah, you're keeping yourself afloat, and you're very good at managing the abject chaos, but we're not really getting ahead, and we want to get ahead, all right? Now, using the extremes that you have been through, you can actually suddenly become of good temper. Temperance is about using the extremes of hot and cold in the case of tempering a blade, you know, to actually make it considerably stronger. It maintains that hard cutting edge, but it's flexible. So you need to have that. You need to perhaps in your approach to other people, obtain better temper. And I don't mean be less angry. I mean, like, understand when somebody's trying to shoot you a line. Don't just swallow everything hook, line and sinker. Try to bring yourself to a place where you can make objective judgment of a situation, and be hard where you need to be hard, but be flexible where you need to be flexible. And, you know, we run Ting no run we. I think it's important you realise that. The only bugger with you is fear. And you're somehow, I don't know whether you suffer from anxiety or whether you sort of, it's something that chains you. And I think you need to realise that there is a solution to this, that this is fixable. And it's fixable probably just by simply breathing. By you know, when you feel that knot build up inside you, just blow out all your air and start counting really slowly to 15, and then when you get to 15, start to breathe in just through your nose to a count of 13. And the number's irrelevant, because by the time you've actually got to 3 at this point, that knot of anxiety will have evaporated. So I think there's some work that you need to do on that, and if you can really work with that, I think you are so gonna, you know, you won't be so anxious about the other stuff, which will help you be clearer in your thought processes and able to move forward more effectively.
All right. So Teresa said life and money guidance.
Yes.
Teresa, I do think if you can possibly find the time for a part-time job, or what they're calling some kind of side hustle, this might be a good time for you to do that. I feel like you have more energy during the summer. There's more daylight. And even if it's, you know, helping somebody with some gardening, people get big money for that these days. And I feel like it's important that you make this extra money so that you do not have the stress and worry financially. The Devil card is the Capricorn card, which is like the merchant banker. So I feel like you're very worried that you don't have enough money in the bank, or that like Anton was saying, the rob Peter to pay Paul. But I think if you get a part-time job, even if it's, you know, one afternoon, evening a week that you have off from your other job, you could make some pretty good money. You know, people are getting like $20, $30 an hour to go and weed somebody's lawn. So think about that, especially if you like to be outside. If not, think about something that you might already have in your toolbox, like Reiki, or doing some side hustle like that for people. And I think that once you have that little extra income coming in and you feel like you can put some more money aside, you'll feel a lot calmer.
There you go.
All right. So
go on, plow through through real quick.
Karen B. Lori B. General. Have faith. You have the knowledge, but you've lost your confidence. It's time to go ahead and be a little more confident, a little more independent, and have faith in yourself. That yellow light that's on the background of this card is really linked to solar plexus energy, which is our confidence and our willpower and our independence. Go for it. All right. Kim V. General. It's okay to have boundaries. but don't hold your past against your future. Just because you've had an experience with someone doesn't mean you're going to have that same experience with the next someone. I get that we like to protect ourselves, but don't hold your past against your future. Karen's health crisis. Karen, I kind of think you are your own worst enemy. And you should try something a little different, like acupuncture, Chinese medicine, something holistic. And I get that once you're in crisis, you're worried, but whatever you're doing will not interfere with your regular medicinal routine, but you need something a little off or different to get you out of that space. Okay. Cynthia, who's following me? I don't feel that there's a person. I feel like it's something that you're worried about that maybe isn't such a big deal to be worried about. I don't think you would have any reason for somebody to want to follow you. This is a card of success and happiness and peacefulness. So I'm going to say find somebody to accompany you for real, right? A friend that could go out with you when you go out if you feel afraid. But I really don't think there's anybody following you that means you any harm or anything like that. All right. Desiree, housing and moving, victory. So if you have put in a bid on an apartment or a new place to live, or you've asked somebody to help you find a place, victory. You're going to start feeling better really soon about your living arrangements. Sue H., general, top of the world. Whatever it is you want to do, you're going to find that you have that ability, that you have that knowledge, that you have that energy. And I just kind of see you working and moving into like a magical time where the flow of things and the synchronicities just start happening. All right. Okay. Carol Rose. Yeah, patience is very, very hard. I feel like there is a legal matter that has some money coming to you that you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for, but I do think it will come soon.
It's just the waiting is the hardest part.
Yep. Anne Marie, why every time you get on a spiritual path do you feel like you've been derailed? Well, aha moments and discoveries are fantastic, but what I'll say to you is, even though it sounds like Star Wars, the last thing that the dark side wants is another damn light worker. So I think that the derailments don't have to be real. That you can take what you know and learn from what you've already learned from, and see those challenges or those pitfalls or those derailments as little mini tests that you can just step right over.
Yeah, I think you have some dwellers on the threshold there, kid.
Yep. Darlene, love insight.
Ooh.
Oh, pay attention to details. I think that somebody has been trying to get your attention and you might have overlooked them because they have, they don't like, we all have something we look for, right? We all have a certain type of person that we are looking for. They might not necessarily be your type, but I think they're going to be your person. I think they're a little bit older than you, and I think they're very much kind of a professor or somebody.
Oh, they're very wise.
Yeah.
For sure.
Raina, why do the people at my job hate me? Because you're better at your job than they are, and they're very jealous. And I think that you may have gotten promoted over somebody who had seniority because you're better at your job. So stick with it. And, you know, as long as people who are paying you don't hate you, you'll be fine. And Anton said if I could just pull a card for Gilda.
I think you should.
Gilda, patience.
That's your card, Gilda. You're married to this card.
Use your strength. He's dressed in orange. Use your strength to really think things through, and I think that you will see some progress over the rest of this year. And again, I think that there's just a lot of real challenges right now. The astrology is absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah. We've been feeling it a bit.
We've got, when you look at the chart for people who are born today, it's all on one little section. Everything is you got Saturn in Aquarius. Then you've got a whole bunch of things ramped up in Pisces. No drama here, nothing to see here. And then you've got, today, Moon in Aries. And then in a couple days, the Moon is going to be on top of Uranus and the Sun. And it's just...
chaos ad nauseam.
It's going to be a little crazy. So I think all of us need to take a step back and really think things through.
Take a deep breath.
No, sorry,
Gracie.
We were done a long time ago.
We were supposed to be done at 7:30, but we had
did
to
22
stay.
super chats.
We had rather a lot of super chats tonight.
22 super chats and 21 one cards. So we've done 43 things. And
hugely grateful to everybody.
we're spent now.
We'll put Jen in the healing bowl. Of course we will.
Yes, and let me tell you that we are going to be teaching Reiki again. So if anybody is interested in taking Reiki 1, 2, or Masters, then tell Jen to be patient. She's going to get there, to use her inner strength. We are going to be teaching Reiki again starting May 19th. So if you live local, it's a class that we can't do on Zoom, so you'd have to be able to get to the shop.
Yes.
And then this Saturday is our psychic fair. So from 12 to 5 this Saturday, readings in person at the store are $10 for 10 minutes. All right?
We've got our friend Terence doing a book signing.
Yes,
on
we have
that
Terence.
Empty Cauldrons, which is a book about dealing with
mental health, and April is Mental Health Month. So
he's lovely. He's it's his first book, and we're very glad to facilitate a book signing for him. So if you want to bimble by on that, also blatant plugs. If you haven't mashed that like button yet. Could you please do so? It helps us. We're trying to be less of a well-kept secret. Please do. We do stuff regularly all the time. If you've not subscribed to our channel, we'd love you to do that. If you want to hit that notification bell, that way you'll get reminded when we go on.
We do this every Wednesday, pretty much, unless something crazy happens.
Which something crazy often happens around here. But no, it's been a lot of fun. We both talked ourselves hoarse tonight. One of our busier nights, I fancy.
Yeah, this was a lot of energy.
Which is wonderful and lovely and fantastic.
Thank you all so much.
So yes, thank you.
See you next week, if not before. Saturday is the Psychic Fair. Happy birthday to all the Tauruses who are on tonight.
Yep.
Peace and blessings. Have a great night.
Yes, and I have to go over here and do this and then so thank you so much. Yes, do please like, comment, subscribe, and have a fabulous evening. We'll see you